Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back. So it's time for September's mid-month mini mission inspiration. So let me turn over to my overhead camera. I'll show you the prompt and what I'm going to do based on this month's prompt. So the prompt for September's mid-month mini mission inspiration is fair and square. And like I said, seeing as I'm in the middle of doing my Spooktember series, I thought that I would take this opportunity to create my art tag for the month using the square kind of aspect. So what I thought I would try and do today is to create an art tag kind of based on Picasso and that kind of cubism kind of effect. Now, I have done a self-portrait of myself Picasso style, which I did a couple of years ago as part of a collaboration. I think it was with Cindy Utter and a few other artists as well. But I thought, seeing as I'm doing my Spooktember series, I would try and do maybe a cubist kind of Picasso-esque version of Frankenstein's monster. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I've done is I've done some very kind of preliminary kind of sketching on my art tag, so I know about sizing and that kind of thing. So I pretty much know where I want to go. So kind of like the head about here, and it's going to be, like I said, mostly kind of square. So head down this way like that, shoulders coming up here, neck maybe down there like so, give him a bit of a thick neck, tunic, and then give him some kind of scar marks. Actually, let's bring that right the way down there. Give him a bit of a square kind of Adam's the apple effect there. And then let's go, let's see, hair wise, let's do it, obviously we want to do kind of cubey. So let's do it kind of crenellated, and then ears, let's give him big square ears. Going to have some, you have to have some kind of, bring that hair up there a bit, bring it outside a little bit. You have to have some kind of circles, because obviously we can't do square eyes. Well, I suppose we could do square eyes if we really wanted to. Let's do big nose, all angular lines, bring that down the middle. Just bring that out a little bit, and then some real kind of hooded eyes. Like I said, I'm just going to do sketchy. Let's do his eyelids a bit wonky at this side. Give him a scar like so, and then let's just pop in that little philtrum, which is the little ridge between your nose and your top lip, and then let's do his mouth. And then let's do some teeth, because he's ferocious, our little monster. And then let's do bottom lip. There we go. And we could always put in a little bolt through his neck like so. Alright, so let's give him a scar on his forehead, and then let's put in some big chunky blocky eyebrows. So like I said, we're trying to do this kind of Picasso-esque. Okay, so I've got a pen, a black pen, so I'm now going to go in and kind of commit those lines, but I don't want them to be really perfect. I actually do want them to look sketchy. So, because I am going to add some colour to this. There we go. So let's do those eyes. And then a nice little eyeball. I want it to look really kind of sketchy. I may even go in and do some square cross hatching as well. So it's big black chunky eyebrows. Okay, so ear, side of the face, draw that ear in, and then we've got ears, I might even come back in with a big black chisel tip. Just to kind of give it some real thick dimension. Actually, let's make that a stitch line around there. Shoulders. So I'm just starting to think now about maybe colour. Make him really ferocious. And this is what I love about doing kind of like whimsical characters like this, is you never really kind of know how they're going to turn out, because, you know, your pen moves, your hand moves. You decide to do things just slightly different from when you actually sketched it. And then let's give him that big scar on his forehead. Okay, so I think we've kind of committed our square monster all just like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab an eraser and I'll see if I can try and erase some of those pencil marks, get this ink dry, and then I'll be right back. Right, so I've got some water, I've got some paintbrushes, and I've got my indigo blue vivid inks. So I've got Original Oak, which is a brown colour. I have Maiden Marion, which is a purpley colour. I have Alan-a-Dale, which is a kind of orangey colour, and of course I've got Robin Hood, which is green. because obviously, you know, we're doing Frankenstein's monster. So what I want to do is just get some of that green ink down onto my mat here. And if you've seen me use these before, you'll know you don't need a huge amount to get some great effects. So that's the green. So I'm going to take a flat brush, just a small brush, dip it in my water, just make sure that there's no contamination on the brush still. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start off down here, and I'm going to lay, and I see I've just discovered that the pen that I used is water-based. That's okay. That's all right. Didn't think it was, but obviously it is. So let's get some water down there. And then let's pick up some of that green. Start adding in that colour. Just means I'm going to have to come back in again in a little while and recommit all the lines, but that's fine. I don't mind the fact that they're kind of blending a little bit. Kind of like that. All right, so let's flip that over, wash the brush, get some clean water, and let's come in. Right, why did I always think that that pen was not water-based? Well, you know, these things happen. It's kind of almost like it's adding in its own shadow already, which I don't mind. Okay, so let's bring that colour in. Let's start dropping it in. Proper sort of watercolour effect. And like I said, I really don't mind the fact that it's blending with the black. Just kind of give us that wash kind of look, doesn't it? Just add a little bit more water there. Bring it up. Actually, kind of loving this. There we go. Look at that. Let's get some more of that pigment up there. Cool. Right, in the ears. I didn't wet the ears because I want them to be a bit darker. Okay, let's have a look what we got. Oh, look at that. Love it. Right, so what I'm going to do is just a bit more water in. And then we can start to work on kind of some of the darker areas. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in with a little bit of that brown original oak. Just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to mix some of the brown oak with the green. And then we can just start to add in shadow. Underneath the nose a little. And then underneath that lip, on the ear, just under the hairline a little, and then under the chin, Adam's apple. And I'm keeping it sketchy. I am keeping it sketchy. Deliberately so. Right, let's just grab some more of that original oak brown. And we'll start doing his hair. So just clean that brush. Let's just do those eyebrows first. Painting the eyebrows, pick up the brown. Eyebrow. Pick up the brown. And then let's do the hair. So the brown is a little bit more orangey than kind of expected, which is fine. So it just means that our Frankenstein monster is going to be a bit ginger. But you know, why not? Just grab a bit more colour. So I think I'm going to swap brushes as well. Just drop that in. And I'm just doing it sketchy. I'm not doing it so it's like perfect. So kitchen towels. I did have some somewhere. Here we go. Right, what I want to do now is I just want to tackle these lips a little bit. So I'm going to come back in with that Robin Hood. And I'm going to just darken the green with a bit more. Let me see if I've got some black. Where's my Sheriff of Nottingham? Because Sheriff of Nottingham obviously was the villain. So obviously Sheriff of Nottingham, the colour's going to be black. One little dot should do us. Sheriff of Nottingham, black. Let me just show you my colour chart. That's the Sheriff of Nottingham. That's Robin Hood. That's the original oak. So the other one we've got is Allendale, which we haven't used yet. Okay, so what I want to do is I just want to darken Still want the lips to be green, but I just want them to be a bit darker. So I'm going to take some of the green and just a touch. God, that really is strong, isn't it? Wow. Yeah, I really need to water this down. That's it. That's about as strong as I need it to be. Bottom lip can be a little bit darker. No, sorry, top lip wants to be darker. Bottom lip wants to be lighter. Right, let me just grab a bit of that tissue. Just lift some of that colour off. If you look at like high contrast paintings, you'll always see that usually the top lip is actually darker than the bottom lip. Don't know why, it's just the way it is. Right, so we've also got some colour bleed into that eye there, which I'm just going to try and lift. All I'm doing is just wetting it slightly, and then just lifting the pigment. Not too bad. Arg. Right, okay, so I think let's tackle. Should we give him green eyes? Do you know why not? Why not? Let's get rid of that dark green now. Let's come back with that one drop of Robin Hood, and then let's lighten it up a little bit. Where's that? Let's get some yellow. Will Scarlet, Little John, Loxley yellow. I'm looking for. There it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the yellow and I'm just going to introduce a little bit of the green. Gives you a different shade then. Clean the brush, dab it off, and then I'm going to come in just paint around his irises. Of course we are going to get a little bit of flooding from the black, which was unexpected today but very welcome. A real Bob Ross moment, a real happy accident. Because I really like the way the black has reacted. Yes, I like that. Okay. Well, let's just take a teeny tiny. In fact, no. What I was going to do was I was going to just colour the nuts in his neck, but I don't think I committed that line there, did I, for his neck? So what I think I'm going to do is just going to wet the ink for the pen, because that will give us that kind of grey colour, won't it? There we go. That kind of steel grey colour. And let's just see if we can move some of this colour here. There we go, so it's not just white. Okay, so I want to do the background now. So for that, that's where we're going to bring in that Maid Marian. So I want the flat brush. In fact, let's get it dry first. All right, so back with the Maid Marian. And then I've got a little bit of the Alan-a-Dale orange as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a kind of purple down to a kind of orange background. So what I want to do is I'll probably do the transition somewhere about where the ears are with the orange. Remember, it is kind of a watercolour, so we don't really need it to be perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring that brush mark until it starts to fade up here. Like that. A bit more dabbing just to kind of break it up. Just kind of loosen it a bit. And do the same thing at this side. So add the water. Bring it up. And up past the ears. Get the orange. Dab it in. Tad more water. That's it. I'm just dabbing just to kind of break up the block. Don't want it too blocky. But I can come back in and sort that out later. Just wash the brush. Dry it a tad, and then I'm just going to come back in and just work that purple out a bit, the orange out a little bit. There we go. I'll get that dry. Okay, that's dry enough to work with. And then I'm going to do the similar sort of thing with the purple. I'm going to start with the darker and work my way down. So just get some water in there. Let it sit. And then we can start doing the wash. Don't want to go too heavy with the purple because it is kind of a strong colour. So bring the water down there and then across and then down the other side. And then literally we just take what we've really got left around the outsides. And then just kind of blend it. like so. Okay, let's get it dried off. Okay, so just to finish off and balance it off, I'm going to just do his shirt area down here at the bottom. And I'm going to balance that by adding some of that purple down there towards the bottom, but I'm going to mix a little bit of the Maid Marian purple in with that original oak, so just to kind of make it a darkish purple. And I don't want a huge amount, like I said, just a tiny. So a bit more water in there. Just want to make sure that I've still got some water sitting on the surface. So that, with the original oak and that Maid Marian, has kind of turned that into a bit of a mahogany colour. There we go. And that's pretty much it for the second. So let's just get that dried off again. Okay, everything's dry now. So we've got that balanced top and bottom. We've got the orange, we've got purple, orange, orange, purple. So I'm just going to come around now, just giving the tag a little bit of finessing. Give it a little bit of darkness around the edge. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little bit of a splash experiment, or shall I just, no, actually no, we're not going to do a splash experiment. We've done splashes loads of times, haven't we? So let's do paint experiment instead. All right, so we've got some spare black card over there. Yes, let's do some dots, just to kind of make it look like a night sky. There we go. And I can reinforce those dots in his eyes there. And let's see if we can just... yeah, like that. Okay, so we've got rid of those. Let's just come back in and re-establish just some of those sketchy lines that we kind of lost. I'm not going to go mad with these because I kind of like the fact that we've lost some, but not all of them. And then we can just add maybe a little bit of scribbly shadow. Just because we can. Like I said, I don't want to go mad with it. Just and then just on those screws, I think. Do you know what? I think I'm happy with that. I actually like that. So, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it as is. So there we go. So for my September Spooktember mid-month mini mission inspiration, let's just add it to my album already. I've already got the fair and square on the back for September. So like I said, I think I'm happy with that. Do I normally sign these? I don't, do I? No, not going to this time either. I may just do a little bit of embellishing around the outside, or I may just add a few doodle dots in that purple just to break it up. Or I may not. You'll have to see on the pictures at the end. So again, I hope you've enjoyed me creating this art tag for the mid-month mini mission inspiration fair and square prompt for September, and also as part of my Spooktember series. Don't forget, if you want to join us over in our Mission Inspiration Facebook group, you can do that by clicking a link in the description area below, or below the video anyway. Don't forget, you can give the video a thumbs up if you really enjoyed it. If you did, please do so. You can share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.